Vice Chancellor, Dr. Krishna Chalam, along with Dr. Professor Kashyap Kampila, Head of Trade Tower and Assistant Professor for Entrepreneurship and Business Development at Woxsen University. So, without further ado, let me quickly give you an introduction on what is the objective of the Center of Excellence that we have established at Woxsen University in association with HHL. Center of Excellence is a body that provides leadership, best practices, research, support, training of trainers, and skill training for specific sectors. The Center of Excellence in Skilling Ecosystem is envisioned to be a one-stop resource center established in partnership with industries, sometimes it's with universities. In this case, we have HHL as our partner to raise the training standards, boost the productivity, address the emerging skill gaps, and align training and research with industry needs. To establish the Center of Excellence, we have focused in the area of entrepreneurship and business development. I would now like to play the official videos of HHL Leipzig Graduate School of Management, followed by Woxsen University's video.
Nice, I didn't see this. I'm seeing it just now. That's Stefan, right? Yeah.
Now play the video of Woxsen University.
At Woxsen University School of Business, we have undertaken several measures to ensure that the world of practice comes very close to the students.
In School of Design, we offer a dynamic learning environment with a mix of theory and practice to fulfill the industry requirement.
With technology, we like to build a world for tomorrow by enabling young minds with futuristic thinking and creativity for India and the world.
Here we believe in a learning environment that is fusion of founding principles of architecture and the latest innovative trends that are emerging every day. Our educational objectives are to nurture, inspire, and develop the students' artistic design and the intellectual abilities.
For us at Woxsen University, internationalization is one of the core pillars. It promotes sharing of best academic and research practices through developing interactions between diverse education systems and provides opportunities to students and scholars for mobility.
Being a research-oriented university, we have always believed in research to be possible.
Trade Tower at Woxsen University is the place for innovation and entrepreneurship. Woxsen, being a very entrepreneurial university, encourages students towards the path of entrepreneurship.
Group of National Lab help professors to bring the real learning, and a platform which is being used by financial institutions.
Gandhi Center, one of Asia's largest invaluable Our classrooms at Woxsen are backed by cloud and AI capabilities, which is a digital learning environment. By digital, I mean that it's a technology that bridges the gap between the physical and the digital world.
Join us and be a part of the change.
Go.
So, we would now proceed with the rest of the session. As we proceed, let me also inform you that this ceremony is being live on the official social media channels of MyStartup TV's LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube channels as we speak. Without further ado, let me invite Dr. Raul Rodriguez, the Vice President, Woxsen University, to open the session with his welcome remarks. Dr. Raul, over to you.
And business development, which affects every single field. Now you may wonder what actually a center of excellence is in practice. It's simply an area, an arena, a platform in order to connect research, align it to the industry needs, and make sure that a particular discipline in detail is addressed in the market. To put it simply, the area of the COE, in this case entrepreneurship, is to develop projects and make sure they are commercialized. The main purpose, ultimately, is development and commercialization of the projects. Nothing else, nothing less than that. Please keep in mind that in India, as per the University Grants Commission and the Ministry of Entrepreneurship, and ultimately the COE structure is clearly defined, but this is the first time in India, in the country, across universities, that there is a COE, multiple COEs, in this case, entrepreneurship and business development, with a foreign partner. They're always in-house COEs or tie up with other universities. But in this case, we have tied up with an FT-rank ASV institution in Germany, which is HHL. And we are really thankful for the relationship in the last 2.5 years with HHL already on various platforms. And this just materializes our very rich relationship with this institution. And of course, it strengthens the ties between Germany and India as countries as well. So without any further ado, I think Kashyap can take over and explain the purpose of the incubation.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I think Raul said, thank you. I think Raul said German connection. I did my master's in Germany and nice to have a German colleague to work with. So thank you, Dominic, for being an adjunct for a so the context is set, I think, more or nothing less as you said. I think about COE in entrepreneurship, a lot of change that has happened in the last decade or so, right? It's a spirit of starting some, learning some new skill set. So it is kind of imbibed in the whole concept of education. It's education. It's not to do with technology education. It is not to do with just design. The beauty of Woxsen, just to know, means, right? I think entrepreneurship is perfect context of blend. So I better partner a German that is about 120 years old, and entrepreneurs, right? So entrepreneurship is not about teaching, it's more about learning, right? I think we are living in a world of more about teaching, right? So I think if you look at the scope of projects and the scope of incubation, the scope of what we can do as two countries, it's beyond just funding startups. It's beyond pitching, while that is a very important part of it. But it is essentially kind of to give a sense of thinking original, a sense of starting up, no matter it's a big business, a small business, or econ, right? It's essentially getting people. With that said, we have some interesting startups that already came in Creative. Happy to tell you that we all, which is a very important part of entrepreneurship at large. So I think welcome you all, and I think we'll do a great job doing projects together, explore Indo-German relationship, programs, and do the exchange partnership. So again, thank you all for coming, and let's do this. Thank you. Yeah, I think speaking next. Okay, welcome Dominic. So
yes, so very much. Warm welcome also from my side. The students in the classroom here know me already quite well. Faculty, so I'm very, very to represent today HHL, the academic lead of HHL Digital Incubation program at HHL. Yeah, I'm feeling very much honored to be part of this initiative together with Woxsen University. Let me first express my sincere thanks, of course, to Dr. Raul Rodriguez, to Professor Kashyap Kompella, and also to you, Shahat Mishra, for really trusting in us and building this relation over the last 2.5 years, and also for your entrepreneurial spirit. And I want to talk about a little bit about entrepreneurial spirit. You have seen the video, and Dr. Raul introduced it. At HHL, we are an institution that is now 124 years old. Founded in 1898 by entrepreneurs. The future of education back in these days needs to change. It was one of the reasons why some entrepreneurially minded people built HHL 124 years ago. So entrepreneurship is very much, as we say, in our DNA. Makes us continuously still ranked as #1 entrepreneurship university in Germany continuously. That's nice. But it is way more important to have an entrepreneurial spirit. But talking about entrepreneurship, let me maybe define a little bit what entrepreneurship actually is. I mean, everyone hears the term, everyone somehow knows the term, but what is our understanding of entrepreneurship? Often people think entrepreneurship is only startups. But entrepreneurship is something way more broad, way more relevant. We say entrepreneurship is identifying opportunities, so seeing opportunities out there, and especially in our times where change is so fast, digital technologies moving so quickly, change is everywhere, and opportunities are everywhere. So that's the first part, which is entrepreneurship for us, understanding opportunity. The second part of entrepreneurship is rolling up the sleeves and seizing these opportunities. Not only seeing them, but getting into something done, doing something about it, pursuing an idea and trying to realize it. So this is entrepreneurship for us. And that means it is more about the entrepreneurial spirit that it is all about. And it is also that entrepreneurial spirit that I like very much here at Woxsen University. When you talk, and I talk to you students, when you come to me after class, coming with your ideas, I feel the drive, I feel the entrepreneurial spirit. And at HHL we have developed, so to say, 3.5 hypotheses how to spur this entrepreneurial spirit across the university. And I see many, many commonalities here with Woxsen of entrepreneurship. be a positive and a very, very favorable term in your mind. The second one is students need to learn about entrepreneurship. And there is a big debate if you can learn to be an entrepreneur. And I say yes, there are tools, there are frameworks that are important, that increase your success likelihood whenever you are maybe building a new business. So it's also important to have entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship related courses within your curriculum. The third one is students should be enabled to try something out. It's more of an umbrella hypothesis. Because we say all that you are doing in that sense must be somehow supported and also covered by role models, by successful alumni, by entrepreneurs, speakers from practice, and by exchange with partners. And here I see the clear connection, what we have in our COE, in our Center of Excellence for Entrepreneurship and Business Development. This exchange and provision of common learnings for the benefit of both institutions. And I like very much, Dr. Raoul, what you introduced. You said entrepreneurship is not a single thing at the school, the entire institution. So what are we going to do? And Professor Kashyap, you introduced already the aspects that we are working on. Let me clarify it also a little bit into three main areas. Of course, this Center of Excellence is also an institutionalization of our strong relationship also in the field of teaching, right? I'm very, very happy to be here to teach and hopefully spark the entrepreneurial spirit in many of you students, bringing in insights also from Germany and Europe. The second part is research. And also doing research in the entrepreneurship field is a very, very important aspect. As we said, you can teach entrepreneurship, you can learn entrepreneurship as well, building on frameworks. And all these aspects, these come from research, right? Research is the foundation at every university to create good support. And I'm very, very happy also that Professor Dr. Patnaik, we have set up a doctoral consortium, which is coming up next week. A huge entrepreneurship research track in there, right? That shows how relevant this topic of entrepreneurship is also in the research field. And third, it is about the young entrepreneurs, about the startups themselves, supporting each other. And I was very, very happy already to have last week Professor Kashyap interacting with our startups in Germany, giving feedback, providing feedback on their ideas, what your view is on it. And this is something that is the real value. So, learning from each other. So, the Center of Excellence is something that both institutions, Woxsen University, HHL Leipzig Graduate School of Management, both entrepreneurship development programs, Trade Tower and HHL Digital Space will benefit significantly from. But it is my true belief that it's even more. And it not just brings two institutions together, but brings also together two countries even closer. And it's an important relationship to exchange between India and Germany, between India and the entire European Union. And as you said, Dr. Raoul, this is a unique composition that we are having here in this Center of Excellence. I cannot say, I just can say how excited I am what is coming up next. I'm excited about the first steps we have taken already, but these first steps are just the beginning of a very, very fruitful and entrepreneurial collaboration. So I invite everyone to exchange and learn from each other. And looking very much forward to the next steps. Thank you very much.
Their views and setting the context right for the the MOU ceremony, helping us understand the objective of this Center of Excellence. With this, shared values, cross-cultural exchange of policies, practices, and coming up with shared systems, I'm sure Woxsen University and HHL, Leipzig Graduate School of Management, have a long way to traverse. With this, I would now like to call upon Dr. Raul Rodriguez, Vice President, Woxsen University, and Professor Dr. Dominic Kambach to officially come and take their seats as we proceed with the MOU proceedings. Congratulations, HHL and Woxsen, for developing this strong partnership with the Center of Excellence for Entrepreneurship and Business Development. Delegates, please remain seated as we shall now have a live press interaction with the MyStartup TV, as it will be broadcasted when we have the question and answer covered by the press themselves. Over to the team at MyStartup TV.
You can take that. I'll just write. And HSL in Germany. What is that your vision in terms of what would they end up, what they should achieve going forward?
Well, the ultimate purpose of all startups ultimately is to generate revenue. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here are the experts. So ultimately, if we have the startups from India and the startups from the EU and Germany in this case, obviously analyzing the market in both the countries.
So when you talk about the two universities coming together, what would be their end game? What was the end goal as universities? HLL and
right. So see, HHL and Woxsen are pretty much in a sort of love relationship.
And students especially.
Yeah. So my experience so far in India for the last week here at Woxsen University is extremely positive. And I was talking about entrepreneurial spirit, not out of coincidence, because this is also what I truly felt when I was here already. And interacting with entrepreneurs, I really felt this drive for making a change in industries, coming up with new solutions from the digital world and changing industries for the future. So I'm really impressed.
One of the things that Indian entrepreneurs look for is access to leading technologies, and Germany, as we know, technology is quite advanced.
Entering the Indian market, and in Germany and at HHL, we do a lot. Focus also on corporate entrepreneurship, bringing young startups together with corporations, with established corporations, and this is of course one of the aspects where international relations play a very, very important role. Entrepreneurship and finding a good idea for a specific problem that a corporation, maybe in Germany or within the European Union, might have, is not something where you only look inside your borders, but you look outside the world. Our world is connected. And of course, there are many opportunities in India that might be of high relevance for German corporates as well. And our relationship therefore can be a very, very fruitful bridge.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like that. Thank you.
Center of Excellence, as we
three questions that are been discussed by my colleagues. One is what, one is why, and one is where, right? And suppose that there is an agreement been completed. Now I would take my role as how to do this. That is more important, isn't it? So how do we go in this journey is more important once we are completed with the signing of the Center of Excellence with HHL and Woxsen, right? So what is more important is what and why are being answered, but then how is more challenge, right? So we will be starting as part of modification in terms of the curriculum starting from your first semester onwards, where we will give an opportunity for each of the student to choose their career to become an entrepreneur, right? And it will be given you credits to make yourself success in that journey, right? So it's not about an option for career, and we would prefer you take that as the choice of your career, not as a chance of your career, right? It matters a lot. When you are making it as a choice of your career, then obviously you will have passion and focus towards it. The meaning of entrepreneur, like in Sanskrit, actual insight, what we call instigation that we get, right? Antaprerana. That is what Sanskrit word means of entrepreneurship, right? So you have that antaprerana to make yourself a businessman. It's not just leave it at a startup with an idea coming up and you create a startup. It does not make sense, right? The collaboration that we have now, we have an expertise with hundreds plus years of traveling the journey and making a lot of successful entrepreneurs for this world, crossing the borders, right? Crossing the domains and other things. We have to take an advantage of making a sustainable entrepreneur. That's more important, right? The biggest challenge, if you see, for any idea to become a startup is not a challenge, but startup sustaining as an entrepreneur is a challenge. That's where we would like to take support of HHL to make our students right, hand-holding them and then taking it forward to make become a successful entrepreneur. In fact, I don't know how many of you know about what is abbreviation of Woxsen. Woxsen itself says that world of extraordinary smart entrepreneurs, right? So we are here to build that, right? We are already in second generation and third generation of education. There were times when education was being used to create employees. Now it's not the time. It's a time that you need to make entrepreneurs for this world, and you can generate multiple wealth of this country. And very good initiative that's been taken up by the university, supporting Trade Tower, called up by internationalization of the university. It's a great opportunity. I hope that HHL will extend their hand in hand holding and also taking our students, staff to visit the country and get them exposed to the kind of initiatives that are being taken in the country, and also get, as Raul was saying, it's about making money, isn't it? Making money. So how they get their funding and other things through the German venture capitalist or funding institutions and other things. That also makes very, very interesting for all the people, and I hope that this relation will continue and sustain for a longer period. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Krishna. With this, I would like to also share the good news with all of you, since we are all present on one common platform, and since the session is being telecasted live, Woxsen has also established 2 more centers of excellence. One is with University of Osijek in Croatia, and another with Pearl State University in Russia. Big leap in promoting digitalization, internationalization in higher education, in India specifically, and promoting the cross-cultural exchange of values and shared systems. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Woxsen University. Thanks to all the delegates from HHL, from Woxsen University. Thank you so much. Thank you. We now open the session for a networking event between faculty members and the delegate from HHL. Please feel free to exchange your thoughts. The floor is